What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about trap lines, how they work, if I think they're real, what they are. It's fun stuff. It's cool to think about this. It's a fun debate that people have. Some people swear by trap lines. Some people really believe in them. And other people think that, they're not real. I'll get into my opinions after I explain it. But first, let's admire that ugly handwriting. I'm sorry. I got nervous when I wrote it out. Not my best work there. But trap lines, let's get into how the sportsbooks typically make money. So we'll use New England and Kansas City AFC Championship game 2018 as an example. So let's just say it's a normal game and there's not a trap line. This is a game that people might have accused a trap line of going down in. But let's say it's not a trap line. Patriots were 3-point underdogs, I do believe, if I remember correctly, something like that. Minus 110 to bet against the spread. Don't know why I drew out 100 there. So let's say that like 1.1 mil is bet on both sides, which typically the sportsbook's goal is to balance the amount of money they take on both sides. That way, regardless of whatever team wins, they'll be fine. So if either team wins here, what they'll do, say the Patriots win because they did win, they'll give the Patriots bettors their money back. And then they will take 1 mil from the Kansas City bettors, and they'll send that as the Patriots winning. They won the bet, they won the ticket. So they will pay the Patriots bettors, 2.1 mil, which will leave them with 0.1 mil, aka $100,000. Now $100,000 is just under 5%, so we'll call it 4.8% of the total amount of money risked. So there was 2.2 mil risked, and they made 100,000. And they do that over and over every single day. Ton of games on the board every single day, and that is one way that they make money. That's just off the juice, the vig. The minus 110 on a coin flip bet, they're taking that 10% right there, except they're only taking it from one side, so they're making roughly 5%. Now with the trap line, what the theory is, if trap lines do exist, is they know the Patriots are winning this game outright. Let's make it look like we think they're slight underdogs, and let's get everybody to bet on the Chiefs. And when the Patriots win, we'll keep all the Chiefs' money. So what that would look like is the reality. Let's see if I can get a clean sheet of paper. I think this is my last one, sadly. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. We're just gonna have to draw small. So let's say reality is over here. This is what Vegas thinks the true line is, the true odds are. They think that New England should be minus 4-point favorite. They think this is what the odds are. And it drives me crazy because I hear people on podcasts, everybody wants to do a sports betting YouTube channel and podcast these days, and they make sports betting shows on TV, on mainstream television, and they'll see the odds and they'll say, oh, Vegas thinks that New England's a 4-point favorite. When the reality is, no, that doesn't mean that Vegas thinks that. Vegas could think this and then put out a line to cater to the public to try to get, to try to control the money, either if they want even sides or they want it all on one side. So this is a trap line example down here. Reality is this, and then they know public perception. So we'll say public perception is that Kansas City should be a 7-point favorite. So what they'll do is they'll say, okay, the public is way off. They're 11 points off. This is drastic. This is just for an example. So they'll say, wow, the public is being really silly. Everybody's being really silly. They're thinking that Patrick Mahomes can beat Tom Brady in the playoffs with no defense, and Andy Reid is the coach who always chokes against Belichick. The public's being silly. This is what they're thinking. No. This is what it really should be. What we're going to do is we're going to give them a line where they want Kansas City minus 7. we're going to give them something that looks even better. We're going to give them Kansas City -3. If the public thinks Kansas City is a 7-point favorite and we give them Kansas City -3, they are going to swarm to that. We're going to take 80% of the action over here. So instead of 1.1 mil on each side, don't know why I keep doing that. We get, say we get 2 mil down here. These numbers are made up, by the way. And we get 200K over here. Or let's say 220K over here, just to make the math simpler. Now, what happens? New England goes out, and let's say New England wins by 4 points, like Vegas knew they would, over here, which is what Vegas really thought the line should be. And they pay out the New England bettors 200K. So we'll take 200K from the losing bettors, and we'll pay that to the winning bettors. And that leaves, if you do the math here, that leaves 1.8 mil in Vegas's possession out of 2.22 mil risked. So instead of getting just under 5%, they now get a ton of money risked because they were able to identify an inaccuracy, a flaw in public perception, and exploit it by intentionally getting everybody to bet on the wrong side of the game. Now, this is just a theory. I think this might go on a little bit if from time to time. Now, there's people that think this goes on every single day in the MLB, and I'm here to tell you there's no way in hell that this goes on every single day. I believe it doesn't, because I believe not only does Vegas make money off of the juice, the -110 on a 50-50 bet, but I also believe they make an absolute killing off of people with poor bankroll management. And what I mean by that is, if I go out there and I gamble my paycheck, which I think most degenerate public bettors do, I think they get their paycheck and they just start risking money because they're ahead on money. They got, $1,500 every 2 weeks or however they're paid out. And they're like, oh, I got $1,500. Bills aren't due to the end of the month. Let's turn this into $3,000. Well, if you've ever tried to turn $1,500 into $3,000 and that's legitimately your goal, you're gonna take a couple losses. You're gonna chase your losses. You're gonna be way too aggressive instead of betting anywhere from 1 to 4% of your bankroll like you really should be, and you're gonna blow through that bankroll. So even if Vegas takes a loss on this one game, over the course of the week, they're gonna win all that money back that they pay out. And I don't think they need to do trap lines. So why would you do it if you don't need to? If you can take a guaranteed just under 5%, here it is here, then why wouldn't you take that every single game? But it is interesting, and when you do look back on games, and when you look at games especially that like 80-90% of bettors are putting money on, and you look at the results, it is fascinating to see that a lot of times when the public and the masses and most of the money is going on one side, that's actually the wrong side. So some people will actually just bet against the public, and I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you ever should place your bets based on what everybody else is doing, whether you're going the opposite or you're betting with them. But I do think it's something to be aware of and something to watch out for. So I don't believe in trap lines. I don't put weight into looking for trap lines and trying to bet against them. What do you guys think? Do you guys think trap lines exist? Do you think this is a technique that Vegas uses to herd everybody on one side when it's the wrong side? Let me know in the comment section below. And then also, if you're looking for a place to bet on sports online, Bovada.lv has a pretty sweet welcome bonus. If you go sign up and open an account with them, you'll get a 50% match on however much money you put in. So you put in $500, they're gonna credit you with $750. And then if you use my email as your referral, I'll get a bonus too, so we both win. Kind of sweet deal there. But if you need a book online, check out Bovada. They don't have the largest limits, so if you're a professional bettor, it's not the place for you. But most of you guys aren't. Most of you guys are just doing it for fun. So check them out. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys.